captains for this week will be Juwan Young on defense, Chase Litton on offense, and Corey Vedvik on special teams. So I think with the addition of Juwan Young being a first-time guy, that's 14 or 15 different guys have been captains, which is huge as far as leadership is concerned. So that's good to see. We're getting ready to play this week at an FIU team that has 15 starters that are seniors. So they got a veteran team. A lot of guys have played coming back. Got two really good linebackers. Magoo seems like he has started forever. He's been a 4-year starter for him. And then Gardner, the tailback's also the leading rusher in history of the school. So got a lot of players back that have played a lot of football and extremely talented, located where they are. They should have players, and they do. They're off to a great start. I think they're not the one thing. I know they're 4-2. Just got finished up beating a Tulane team that is an excellent football team. And of course, they're well coached. Butch has done a nice job. You turn the film on, and they're well coached. They're physical, and so we got to make sure we have a great week of preparation this week.
Doc, you have a little bit of a relationship with Coach Davis down through the years, haven't you?
Yeah, years ago when he's an assistant at Miami, we recruit against him all the time down there wherever I was, and he's always done a tremendous job. He's been a great talent evaluator. And the old days at Miami when he was there, they would take a lot of kids that nobody else did and develop them. And that's when Miami was really in the 80s and early 90s when they were really good. They took a lot of kids that weren't the so-called heavily recruited kids that were excellent players that they made a big run down there with those kids.
Both teams have seen success on third down, both offensively and defensively. What has been the biggest transition from last year for you all personally?
Well, I think, as you said, getting off the field, number one, on third down defensively. We've been able to get pressure on the quarterback, some third and medium, third and shorts, being able to get off the field there, and then offensively being able to convert. So just, we're making plays on both sides of the ball, which you need to do, and just going to have to do the same against these guys.
Look at FIU, and over the last couple of years, Magoo and Gardner have been there, but they haven't been able to get the big plays necessarily. They've gotten a couple of those this year, and Thomas Owens being 240 he's a matchup problem.
Well, he is. I mean, they're like I say, they got big receivers, talented receivers, guys that have played quite an awful lot of football for them. And then with Gardner at the tailback position, Magoo, and veteran offensive line. 3 of those offensive linemen are seniors in there. So. Like I say, they've done a good job of developing those players, and they got them playing really well right now.
Their linebackers, Wink and Williams.
Mm-hmm.
How have you seen them progress over years? Those are 2 more that are 3 years.
I've seen a lot of them because, like I say, they're both seniors as well, and both have played a lot of football. Wink's been an all-conference guy, and he does it. They're extremely athletic. They got good size. They can run to the football, and they're good tacklers in space. So they're good players.
Sir, I don't know of greater enthusiasm with this team when you turn on the video. Of course, they were pretty excited last year when they played you, but you see a difference in enthusiasm, effort.
Well, I think the number one they're 4-2. They got if they're winning games, they're playing with a lot of confidence, and they're having a lot of success. So, they're going to come in here, and of course they beat us a year ago, and they'll come in here with great confidence, and I'm sure that I'm not sure I know we'll get their best shot.
It seems like every week we kind of go to the same talking points: strong defense performance, strong running performance. Do you feel like the team's really kind of starting to build that consistent identity?
Well, I hope so. We need to. I mean, it starts with playing great defense, and anytime we've been really good, that's where it started. We're number one in the league for 3 straight years there in total defense. We're back to it being that defense right now. So we're going to have to continue to do that and continue to play like we are.
Tyler's probably coming off his best overall game out of the backfield after scoring twice against Middle Tennessee. Do you think he's starting to hit his stride? Yeah,
he's a young player that's just starting to get his feet wet and getting more comfortable, and he's getting better every week. And that's that's the development of young players. That's what they do. They just see the more he plays, the better he gets, the better he sees things and understands things. And unfortunately, he got set back there in camp, right prior to that first game, and didn't practice for a couple of weeks. So that set him back, a little bit there. But he's starting to feel and see things now that he was seeing early on in camp.
How close are those guys in the running back? And you talk about Anthony Anderson and Davis and King each accepting their role within the game.
Well, I think the entire team's doing that. not just in the running back room, but I think we got a lot of guys that, you look out there on special teams, you see a Chocolate Wilson and Eli Gates, that their whole world is running down on kickoffs and punts and kickoff returns and playing 19 snaps a game and on special teams and loving every minute of it. And that's what good teams do. They got guys that accept their roles and understand what their role is. And when their number's called, they go in there and play really well. And from Yule's to all of them. And they're a fun bunch to be around right now and a fun bunch to coach because they do like each other. They hold each other accountable, and they do a great job.
Doc, is that infectious when players make plays on defense? Everybody kind of wants to get involved.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. I mean, I think we talk all the time, about feeding off each other. Whether it be special teams, offense, defense, and somebody's got to set the tone in that game. And then we just kind of hopefully feed off each other, and that's happened. Like I say, this is a tight group. Like they enjoy playing with each other, and just like those other successful teams that we had around here were. And but anytime you can make plays, and we've done a good job of doing that. That needs to continue.
You mentioned Magoo, 4-year starter. Seems like he's been around there since they entered the league. But do you see him getting better under a veteran offensive coordinator, new coach?
Well, I think anytime you're a 4-year starter, Doug, you get better. I mean, you see his improvement. He looks like he's got tremendous arm strength. He's making great decisions, and like I say, he's anytime you're a 4-year starter that's been there that long, I'm sure think about him. He's such a competitor. You watch him now. I mean, he's gonna dive over people. He's gonna do whatever it takes to try to win that football game. And extremely tough, extremely physical, and you can tell he's got the great respect of his teammates by the way he plays the game. So he'll be a handful.
Last week it seemed like you all were able to get in Urzua's head a little bit, and he's a younger guy, not as experienced as Stockstill or some of the other quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that against a veteran group? I mean, like you said, they've got so many guys on offense that have been there and been through that. How do you mix it up and get them off kilter?
Well, you got to continue. You got to try to hopefully get pressure. Get pressure on him so you can get off the field on third down. And for the most part, we've done a pretty good job of that, and get in his face and do some things. So, anytime you get a guy that's been there 4 years, he doesn't get quite rattled like a young player that hadn't played a lot. But at the end of the day, you got to try to put pressure on him, and at the end of the day, you got to stop the run. I mean, we got to go into that game, which we've been able to do, and stop the run with Gardner at tailback. And if we can do that, then hopefully we can get him in a third down situation where we get some pressure on him.
Stopping the run, you gave up 10 100-yard rushers last year. Right now the count is 0. So
Why you got to keep bringing that? Remind me of. I was trying to. I remember some of that. It was awful, freaking awful. But that's you got to be able to do that. That's why we were a bad team. I mean, we couldn't stop anybody. But hopefully we got that corrected, and it'll be a big challenge this week. But there's no doubt that this team ran all over us a year ago.
How much of that is due to the aggression of the guys? I mean, they're a lot more athletic, they're a lot faster than ours.
Well, I think about the move of Ryan B inside and Ty Tyler being able to play inside, and the emergence of Channing Hames and Larry Aaron, and we got 4 or 5 guys in there that have played pretty well, and with Couch and Couch and Durant coming around have enabled us to keep those guys inside, which has helped. So. Just the moves that the defensive staff made in the spring with changing up the defense slightly, going with a little different guy at that Fox position with Couch Durant, and that's helped us with our depth inside, and I think overall our athleticism. So it's helped us in a lot of areas, stopping the run being one of them.
Look at their performance, the defense performance at such a high level. You look at the depth chart, and you only see 3 or 4 seeing. That's going to be exciting as a coach.
Yeah. It is. We're still a young team. I mean, for the most part, we had 1 senior starting on offense and 1 on defense for the most part. Now Rodney Allen's starting, but the thing is that's fun about this team, and the great thing that's happened right now is the seniors that are playing their best football. And that's happened here in the past when we had really good football teams. So you look out there, Rodney Allen's playing really well right now. Durant's playing his best football. Blake Keller's playing his best football. That's about the extent of the seniors. I'm sure I'm probably missing somebody there. But then offensively, A.J. Addison's playing not playing as much as some of those younger kids, but he's playing his best. Ryan Yurchek, of course, doing the same. So we don't have a lot of seniors, but the ones we have are playing at a really high level, which is good.
Couple players, is there any return possibility for Sapp and Nyquan?
Nyquan practiced last week. He'll practice again this week. We'll see where he is. Sapp ran around a little bit last night, so we'll see where he is too. But they'll both practice. We'll see if they play.
A lot of players kind of highlighted putting team goals over personal goals, and I mentioned Litton, how he handled his kind of streak on doing it, and he's more happy. He said he could go next year without throwing touchdowns, but they wanted to.
Well, I think if these kids understand that number one, the only thing that matters is winning games. That's it. That's the bottom line. And if you continue to win, then good things are going to happen. Individual goals are going to come your way. As the more you win, the more it's going. Those things can happen for you. So this team, cares about one thing, and that's just finding a way to win, which is the way it should be.
What'd you tell Tyler about the hurdle play?
We coach that every day in practice. You know what? I don't tell him when he does that. I don't tell him a whole lot. That's something that that's recruiting, not coaching. I promise you that. But I looked up. I couldn't hardly believe it, to be honest with you. But that was a great run.
I was going to say, who did teach him that? It wasn't Pep.
No, I'm not sure. No, I won't go there. Pep may have been able to do that 20 years ago, but he'd have a hard time demonstrating it right now, I think. Thanks, guys.